I want to show you the improvements that we have made to the board editor. So let's try to add a new game. For this, we're going to create a game between Cesar and Bob. And we're going to choose the Collins dictionary. We're going to choose a 5-point challenge rule. And we're going to create a new game. So now we can just start typing into the board our moves. So we have two options here. We can either click the pencil button to edit our rack, or we can have the system infer what our rack is. So for example, let's say that I wanted to open this game with Stainer. I didn't have to actually have that rack. Here, it added the move Stainer and it correctly scored it and it deduced my rack. So here, let's say that we are annotating for our opponent Bob. We don't know his full rack. So we type 4A, then you can see that it added the rack AFOY for the opponent. For this rack, we want to input a rack here of AEI and RST again. And you can click the analyzer here to find the top moves in the situation. Torsion, Sartine, Steering, etc. Let's say that we pick the move Nastier. We type in our opponent's rack, or we just type in the move directly on the board. If you want to type in a blank, you can just press the Shift key. So let's say that the opponent bingoed with 4 feel. So we're going to say there's already an F played, so he used a blank. So we type in Shift F for the second F, and then we got very lucky here. So then we play the move Reliant here. Our opponent wants to challenge. So you can click the challenge key, and you can actually challenge every word, or you can challenge some subset of words. If you're playing 5-point challenge. So let's say we want to challenge the words NA and AT. We click challenge here. You get 10 more points since you challenged 2 words. But it's still your turn because it's a 5-point challenge. So then we can play inwove. So you can get to the end of the game and annotate it. So over here, there's a live link to the game. You can open this in another tab and it'll update live. You can share this with somebody else and you can broadcast the game. And for example, if I go here to the main annotation tab, I type in relaxed, I click play, and over here, the play shows up. Another thing that you can do here is, let's say that you go back and you realize that you misannotated this. Maybe you didn't play Reliant there. So maybe you played Ratline here. So what that means is that the move that came after Reliant is not possible anymore. So here in this situation, relaxed played through the E in Reliant. But that's not possible if the actual move was Ratline. So if you click play here, it'll go all the way to inwove, but you can see that relaxed doesn't show up anymore. Now you only can play lex. So yeah, so basically you can do that. You can go on all the way to the end of the game. You can go back, you can edit moves without losing your progress necessarily. So let's say that you're the annotator for a tournament. You can then just go back and forth between the two players and you can just enter the racks here. So starting with, 4A, let's say that this player drew, Aaron Knight here. Since you have the analyzer on, you can quickly select a play that they may have made. If their play doesn't show up here, then you can just type it into the board. Let's say that they played retain here, keeping ET. And then you enter the rack for the next player. So the next player drew that rack, and then he played Queen G for 80 points. And you can go on, so on. You can just keep editing the racks by clicking the pencil icon, entering things that they may have drawn. So in this case, this player drew retains again. He plays Starny, and so on. So you can basically make it all the way to the end of the game. If somebody drew a very bad rack, let's say that this player drew you can click the first item on the list here, select their exchange, and just click play. And it will show you that the person exchanged. Let's get to the end of the game here. So at the very end of the game, this player made a play, and then this player goes out with the M. The opponent has an E, but they can't make a play. So if you try to make a play for the opponent, it won't actually work. It's you can only pass or challenge. So you can just challenge maybe. Challenge entire play, or you can just click pass. Okay, so now the game has been saved. You can export the game to a GCG file, or you can create a PNG or a GIF. And this will automatically create a game. You can open it with Quackle. And here you have the game that was played. So the score should match up here, 451 to 387. Yeah, 451 to 387. Okay, great. I hope you enjoy the new annotator. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.